Hello everybody, this is James. Welcome to James Draws Your Clouds. If you have no context to what this video is, in my last video, I asked my subscribers to send in a picture of a cloud that they took with their phones or a camera or whatever and email it to me so that I could look at the picture of your cloud and tell you what I see in your clouds. I asked that you also put your YouTube name as well as the location where you live, like the province or state or country or whatever you want to put, so we know where these clouds are coming from. Now, before we get into the actual clouds and what I saw in the clouds, a few disclaimers. First of all, I'm not sure that you are going to be able to see what I saw in the clouds, even with my drawing over top of the cloud. I'm hoping that I got my point across well enough and you'll hopefully see what I saw. And also, some of these are really stupid. I just went with what I saw from the very beginning. I didn't sit there and then see an image and then think, oh, I don't like that image, I'm going to try and find something else. This is my first reaction to the cloud, and it's exactly what my brain saw when I first looked at it. So some of these are going to be pretty stupid, but my goal is that when you look at the cloud after I show you my image, I'm hoping that when you look at the cloud again without my drawing on top of it, I'm hoping that you will not be able to unsee the image that I have shown you and that I saw in the clouds. So I should also mention that some of the clouds, or some of the images that you sent me of the clouds, I saw images in them that were like upside down and stuff like that. So I had to flip the image. So if you see one of your images that you sent me and it's flipped upside down, don't be offended, I guess. I'm just trying to show you what I see in the cloud. The angle doesn't really matter that much. So I guess without further ado, we will jump into our first cloud image, which comes from subscriber Kevin Titan, all the way from Limbe, Haiti. Is it Limbe? I'm gonna just mispronounce literally everything as well. I'm just gonna pre-warn you. I'll do my best, but names and countries and provinces, I'll say it all wrong. But anyways, Kevin Titan from Haiti sends in this cloud here, and the first thing that I saw in this image was this motorcycle guy. You know how like those speed racing motorcycles and they take those really sharp corners and they lean into the turn? Well, that's what I see here. Again, my drawing doesn't really do it full justice, but if you look at the original cloud, I'm hoping that you can kind of see what I was going for here. So thank you very much, Kevin. Next cloud is from Lisa Bauer. And she says, "It's me, Lisa B. It's a lovely day in South Carolina," and sent me this cloud here. Now this one, what I see when I look at this cloud is an old lady who has fallen backwards and is being impaled through her spine with some sort of giant spike. So again, hopefully when you take away my lines, you can see what I saw, and I think it looks pretty accurate. So thank you, Lisa. After that, we have B. Reed, who says, "Hey James, here is my cloud pic from Cornwall in the UK. Happy drawing." This is one of the images that I had to flip upside down because as soon as this is the image upside down, because as soon as I looked at this image, the first thing I saw was this little sharky guy here. So yeah, hopefully you can see my shark, and that's all the way from the UK, which is pretty cool. So thanks for the picture. After that, now this one was tricky. So this one, this is from Out the Park, who says, "Out the Park here, Washington State, USA. By the way, took this at a friend's house a little bit ago." Now this one was tough because there's a lot going on in this cloud, but I've circled here the image that I saw in this cloud. Now this one is one that I feel like people aren't going to see, even when I show you the drawing that I did. And you look back at this, I feel like you're not going to see what I see here. But again, I had to be honest and just do my first reaction. So when I look in this, I'm going to zoom in on it for you. But when I look at this little image in the circle here, I see this sort of like little frog guy, little frog king even, sitting on his throne. So I know that's a bit of a stretch, but that's what I see. So let me know if you can see the little frog guy in that circle. But yeah, thanks for the cloud picture. After that, we have Cinnamon Toast Not Ken, or Keyshawn Berlander, who is a longtime subscriber and internet friend of mine, I would say. And he sent this image here, which at first glance, what I saw was this face projectile vomiting. So I'm hoping that you can see the projectile vomiting face once the lines are gone, but this one jumped out to me right away. So very nice. After that, we have Pamela Hutton from Kitchener, Ontario, which just happens to be my mother, actually, who sent this cloud in. And this one was pretty clear to me. There wasn't much guesswork here. This image appears to be a mother shunning her son and not supporting him and basically sending him away with no love. So I don't know why she would send me that. I don't know. It's kind of sick if you ask me, but for some reason she thought that was a good cloud to send me. So I guess thanks, Mom. After that, we have Robotic Stick, another longtime subscriber, who said, this is clearly Robotic Stick. And I took this picture in Utah. And this one, it's got this cool sort of two-tone thing going, the dark and the light. And the first thing that I saw was this giant snake who is attempting to ride on a city bus, but clearly cannot fit. So he is kind of bursting out of the two ends of it. I like to imagine there's a sort of backstory here where the snake asked to go on the bus and nobody would let him, and he got rejected. And then at the end of the movie, he says, fine then, I give you a chance to let me in, but I guess I'll have to take matters into my own hands, and just kind of blows into it and then maybe terrorizes the city. And I don't know, but that's what I see. Hopefully you see it too. And then next up, Jeremiah Krim, another longtime subscriber from Mississippi, sent this cloud. Now this one was tough because it's a pretty faint image, as you can see. There's not a lot going on here, but what I saw, and again maybe you won't, but I saw this sort of mermaid character here. So once you look at my image, again look back at the original image and tell me if you can kind of see where I was coming from with this one. I just see this sort of faint mermaid in the sky. So very cool. Thank you, Jeremiah. After that, we have James P. Ironman MTG, who says, hey James, it's James P. I found a cloud at work tonight. What it was doing at work is beyond me. Well, I'll tell you what it was doing at work. In my opinion, it was looking like the front view of a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. So if you don't know Star Wars very well, there are these ships called Star Destroyers, and they are these massive sort of like pizza slice looking spaceships, and they're huge. And when they fly at you directly, which you can Google an image if you'd like, look up, just Google Star Destroyer front view, and you'll see what I kind of mean here. Again, this might be a bit of a stretch for some people, but that's just what I saw. The first thing I saw was a Star Destroyer flying towards me. So after that, we have ChrisZ, who's actually a personal friend of mine who lives out in British Columbia now. He moved away at the far end of the country. And he says, not too many good clouds out today, but here you go. And the first thing that I see in these clouds is two swordfish fighting to the death. They are both about to deliver finishing blows to each other right in the head. So thank you, Chris, for that image. After that, we have Abdul Hafiz, I'm going to say. Abdul Hafiz, that sounds about right. And he says, the cloud for thy cult, which if you didn't know, we are a cult now. So I appreciate that. And this one is another stretch for me. I feel like you're not going to see this one, but what I see is some sort of giant rat creature biting the tail of this sort of dinosaur guy. So again, look back at the image. Tell me if you can see what I'm talking about. And if any of these images, if you see something else in these images, feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'd be curious to know what you see instead of what I see. But anyways, yeah, rat biting a dinosaur. After that, we have Flighted Flame from Maryland, USA. And I know it's not, they don't say Maryland. I think they just say Maryland or whatever, but we're going to call it Maryland, USA. Sounds like a really happy place. So we get this monstrosity of a cloud here. And this one was a little bit tough at first. I was trying to find images kind of within the cloud, but when I look at the whole thing as a whole, I see this kind of big, sort of stupid looking dragon dinosaur looking creature. So yeah, without the lines, look back and see, and maybe you'll see it too. After that, we have Cloud Connection, who is a fellow YouTuber friend. And he says, hey James, it's your number 9 fan, Cloud Connection here. So top 10 fan, which is pretty good. We actually got a decent bit of weather here in Massachusetts. So I managed to get a nice photo of a cloud for you. I think it looks like a jellyfish myself. Hope you can use it. I certainly can. I try to see the jellyfish here, and I'm sure it's probably pretty apparent. Oh, I guess, yeah, I think I see what you mean. But I don't see a jellyfish. That's not my initial thing that I see. What I see is this sort of maybe intoxicated man laying face down, half passed out. So I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but you know, the jellyfish probably makes more sense. But I'm just going with what I saw, and I see this this pathetic man face planted into the ground with his backside up in the air. Up next we have Squid Ulu, who said, "We don't have clouds in Arizona right now. My YouTube name is Squid Ulu." To the untrained eye, I could see how you would think there are no clouds in the sky, but for someone who is a veteran at this, who has years of experience, if you look carefully, personally, I clearly see a spider, a big spider with boxing gloves on all his feet, biting a cat who is shooting fireworks out of his eyes, holding a candy cane. So maybe you don't see that one, but that's what I see. So thank you for the image. And then after that, my old pal Makusu Otaka sent me a message saying, my YouTube name is Makusu Otaka. You might have heard of me. I have. You should recall I live in Australia, which I do recall because we've had a few conversations about that in the past. And he said, here's a photo of a cloud, and he has sent me cloud connection. Again, the previous image that I showed you, the one of the guy passed out face down, that image was from Cloud Connection, who again is one of my YouTuber friends who has his own YouTube channel, and this is his logo, and his name is Cloud Connection. So at first I thought, okay, he's just being cheeky here. He sent me Cloud Connection's photo because it's a cloud, and I thought he's just messing with me. So then I decided to look up an image of a sky in Australia, and holy hell, would you look at that? I guess he wasn't joking, and Australia is just a really strange place. So thank you for that. After that, we have Odipa Mass. Odipa? I don't know. I'm sorry if that's wrong. But Odipa Mass from Pennsylvania, US. Oh dear, sent me this cloud. And the first thing that I see when I look at this cloud is this sort of giant king gorilla guy. It's a side view of him kind of walking sideways. So again, remove my lines, and hopefully you can see the big gorilla walking sideways. After that, we have ChrisZ, who you should look up on Instagram because they have a very cool Instagram page where they recast movies with new actors, like old movies with new actors. And some of them are impressive, I have to say. Actually, most of them are impressive. Good casting choices. Anyways, yo, it's me, ChrisZ, from the YouTube thing. I live in London, but I'm moving soon. Thank you for this opportunity to present a cloud. You're welcome. As you can tell, this cloud has a fruity scent, sort of oaky, and something else about wine. This cloud has many perks, like it's by a tree and in the sky. Also, it was the only cloud I could find. Sincerely, and this part really got me, quo range, which makes me re-question everything. So I thought it was quarange, like orange with a qua in front of it, like quarange, but maybe I was wrong and it's quo range. So that kind of threw me for a loop. But quarange should be a cloud salesman, honestly, based on that description. And the first thing that I saw, it was a little cloud, but like they said, it's the only cloud in the sky at the time. So you gotta work with what you're given by nature. But I see this little doggy chasing after a ball or a frisbee. So hopefully you can see the doggy as well. And thank you for that image. After that, we have Connor1, who said, here's a photo that looks okay. And in my opinion, the photo looks more than okay. I wish I could show you the full image that he sent me. It was, I don't know where he lives. He didn't mention where it was, but the full image was impressive, though. It looks like something from Lord of the Rings or something like that. But wherever you live, Connor1, it's very nice. And what I see in this cloud, or these clouds, is this sort of poofy dog sleeping on his bed. So thank you for the poofy dog cloud. And guys, that wraps it up. That's all the cloud images I have for now. But I hope you enjoyed seeing my interpretation of your clouds. And if you enjoyed this, let me know. And maybe I could do something like this again in the future if you're interested. And if not, I'll just shut up and do what I usually do. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you for all that sent me their clouds. And I will see you in the next video, which should be out in a couple of days. Okay, bye.